Ladies and gentlemen, the moment has come upon us. It is the final week of Pro League. 7 weeks, 14 teams, and epic Counter-Strike being played. We finally find ourselves at this exciting place, Chad, and we've got a hot match to go with it as well. G2 versus Fnatic, some interesting storylines, and you're back in the Fnatic boys, I see.
Only 6 teams can make it to the playoffs, Henry, and Fnatic have been able to stay within that spot off the back of gold, and that addition has been exactly that. Golden for this squad. They've looked revitalized. They've looked like a new self. We've seen Lekro coming to form. We've seen JW back. We've seen Flusher even getting frags, and a new form of Crims. This team is very exciting, and they need to hold on to this top 6 position. Yeah,
I'm actually really impressed with them. I know normally we have a bit of a rivalry here, but they have been one of my favorite teams to watch and to see that upward trajectory from recovering from somewhat of a slump as well. Obviously, the Fnatic prestige from 2015, it's a big name to carry, but they've done a really good job, and I agree. The players like Golden coming from much lower backgrounds, managing to come into this team and actually make them a lot better. It's been really interesting, but we do have to move on to G2, and they've been a very interesting team in this Pro League especially. They really have been struggling somewhat in the Pro League. One of the hot favourites, I'd say, probably for the #1 spot. The current champions of Pro League coming into this season, not looking too good online.
Last season they were in trouble as well. They started slow. We saw more of that this time round, and this is where it gets do or die for them closing out. This Fnatic matchup could decide their fate, could decide if we're even going to see the champions returning to the playoffs here in Denmark, and it's very scary times because they're just not performing as a unit. We saw a crazy good form from them in Epicenter, then they made it to the playoffs and they dropped right off. Very tumultuous times.
They've done that a lot though. They look amazing in playoffs. Remember Starladder this year as well. They looked lights out. No one could touch them in the group stages, and then as soon as they get to the playoffs, just completely flat, and it's not the same team. They managed to get 3rd place there, which is still a decent result, that sort of tournament, but still it wasn't the G2 where you were seeing in the group stages, and that worries me. It's difficult to come back from a big tournament like that and perform at the best level, especially in these online games as well, and I feel like Fnatic, they'll be chomping at the bit to get into this one and really like solidify their chances here in Pro League.
For sure, and the last talking point I think we have here for the hot match of the week is the AWPers going head-to-head. JW versus Kenny S. Both combat AWPers, both very flary. Who you got, Hank?
It's got to be Kenny for me. I think he kept his form throughout that tournament. I guess he had a couple of up and down games where he didn't look his absolute best, but I think pound for pound, Kenny S is the better AWPer for me. I like the way JW's kind of revitalized himself. He has looked much better in the last few months, especially in Pro League. He's looked fantastic, but I still don't think he's quite back at the form where you knew so well in 2015. I think Kenny S has got the edge in this one.
100%. If you guys want to catch the hot match of the week, tune in Saturday, November the 11th to see the final day of Pro League, to join us for all the fun. We'll see you then.